Oh man. Yeah. So I'm gonna be going over the Lost Bantu book of the Black Jews of Africa. And I am just going to be going over the finer points, just trying to point out some of the things that I've written. So this book is going to be free in the link below. And then if you want some more other books, you can also get them there. Yeah, so let's get it.
Power of Jah, power from above, power of love. Jaja bless me. Power of Jah, power from above, power of love. Jaja bless me. Power of Jah, power from above, power of love. I need to get that power of Jah, power from above, power of love. Let me get that. Get it, let me get it.
So some of those pictures are from videos that are going to be coming soon. But in this one, I'm going to be setting the foundation for us to have an understanding of what's to come. And some of the foundations are going to be found in the books that I will be publishing. And we'll just start with the first book, which is Hustle and Motivate, which is The Treasures of Darkness, and which is the Lost Bantu book. So I'm going to be reading it page by page. Welcome, this is the Lost Bantu book. And when you go onto the book, it's going to be in a different orientation, but this is basically the book. So this is the Lost Bantu book of the Black Jews of Africa. So the reason why this book is so crucial is because it has our identity. All right. So the beginning of our lives, so this is a poem. At the beginning of our lives, we bear no memory of it, and yet we believe that what we are told. We believe in what we see as we witness babies come into the world. The beginning of humanity is always a mystery. It's understanding, acceptance, and belonging to those who choose to believe. The present is quite simple as it is right in front of us. The future favors the brave heart, the faithful soul. Again, the future is for those who choose to believe. It's all about believing. If you believe in nothing, you become nothing. If you believe in something, you're molded by that belief. Even though they may be cluttered today, you're here today because through a chain of people you came to be, a long, long chain all the way from the past. You came from somewhere when your ancestors choose to speak and God allows them to show you. Will you believe and accept where you come from? All right. So the ox knows the owner and the ass the master's crib, but Israel does not know. My people do not consider. So this is very crucial. All right. All right. So we have to actually define this word consider, because this is what we don't do. So what we don't do is we do not think about seriously, reflect on, or ponder. We do not deliberate. Think about something seriously, carefully, to ponder. Think of doing, to bethink. Assign some quality to deem, regard, to look at attentively. We don't do that. We don't look at attentively. We don't take up as an example. Consider a triangle having three sides, right? We don't think or we don't exemplify. To debate emotion. All right, this is what to consider is to have regard, to believe. All right, so we have to consider, and this is what the Bible is saying we don't do. So this is where it starts. The ox knows the owner, the ass is master's crib, but Israel does not know. My people do not consider. So we're not really considering what we should be considering, how we should be considering it. And this is the theme of the actual book. It's supposed to give you a new way of thinking and consideration. All right, so let's go into it. So this is an interactive book, so you're just going to be getting into the choices. So the Black Jews of Africa have been a secret shrouded in mystery. This is a true fact that we don't really know about the Black Jews. So this is an attempt to bring the truth to light. Religion is a tender topic because it was weaponized against Africa during slavery and colonization. So this part is very important, and I found it very touching to me because growing up, I've always seen the imagery of Jesus being white, and I've always imagined that white people are more closer to God. And in the whole teaching that I've had, it's never like really occurred to me that I was also like chosen. And a lot of people have this like mental barrier, just psychological, purely psychological, and it's all over the world. And this has permeated different societies. Like even if you go to China, the way that they regard white people is very different from the way that they regard African people. And you can just do this simply by Googling it, and it's not even like a secret. So it's also something that affected me and affects a lot of people when they hear about religion, when they hear about the Bible. They don't see it as something belonging to them as Africans. But when you actually look into what we call the truth which sets us free, you realize that the Bible is actually an African book. So this is why I really love the book. But then this is why I also understand that there are many misconceptions that are brought forth by a misinterpretation of the book. But indeed, if you really read it the way that it's written, and if you actually research it in the way that it is supposed to have its meaning, so if you find the word in the book, and then if you also find the thoughts in the book, then you'll be able to unravel the truth in the book, the truth in the book. So the truth is what's going to set us free. And the truth is that it's actually an African book when you look at the origins of the Bible. So people have disregarded it because of how it was presented and what it did to us, because the people who brought it, and then they misconstrued or misspoke about the whole issue of Ham. So this is why it's so important to understand. And this is also the misunderstanding of the issue with Adam. So Adam was not cursed. It was the ground from which he was taken and from which he would go back that was cursed. Ham was not cursed. It was the person, his son, that he created, who was cursed. And that Ham is that curse came to Canaan, and Canaan is also a land, just like how God cursed the land. And the curse of Adam did not go on Adam, but it went on his son called Cain. So there's a whole like duality of Cain and Canaan, which are two different people, but they're the same. And there's also another duality of Ham and Shem, which are two different people, but they're the same. All right, so I have this video called The Black Jews of Africa, and it has some of the contents that are in this book. But this video is in a different format, so you can also just take a look at it, and then it's for your consideration, for you to look at it attentively, right? So the truth is stranger than fiction, because the authors of the religion have become the victims of their loving God. And this is something that a lot of people find it hard to wrap their minds around. All right, but the fact is, the truth shall set us free. Then I said Majiro Quadro, so this is Chikaranga. So it's time for the children of Shem and Ham, the true Jews, to realize that they're the true light. So here I deliberately did not include Japheth, right? Because Shem and Ham are the same, they're hemmed, all right? So they're supposed to be the ones who take over the entire world. All right, so arise and shine. This is about the light. So here I'm going to talk about the land of Ham. So Africa was known as the land of Ham. So this is just a fact. When you Google Africa, when you Google the land of Ham, you're gonna be shown Africa. But this is actually a misconception in the sense that it is, but it isn't. So Ham is the father of the ether and the earth. So this ether and earth comes from the knowledge of the AE or the EA, which is the ash tree. All right. So this is the Bantu key of knowledge. So this is the information in the video known as the Bantu key of knowledge. So Ham ruled in Africa as a great, like he was great, right? But he is also a grandfather, you know. So Ethiopia has an AE. And this is how you spell Africa. So this is why I put the ash tree right there. So his children populated the continent. So in this book, we're going to be faced with different options that we can choose from. So I'm just going to choose one option, and then this will be the end of this session. And then we'll choose another option in another video. then we'll have another session with that. So here we're just going to choose option A. So it's also important to realize that the symbol of religion or spirituality in Africa is represented by the mother, father, and child. So this is how you get Mama Africa, Father Ham, and Bantu children. So it's just a thought matrix or just a way of thinking that is Afrocentric. So the children, so if you're interacting with the book on your own, you can get to choose any option that you want. And right now, Mama Africa, Father Ham, or Bantu children, and these are three different aspects of this book. So we're just gonna go to Mama Africa. All right. So here is the issue of Mama Africa, right? So Adam was the first Jew on earth. All right. So when you talk about the Jews, you talk about Adam, and then from that you have the word Adama, which means a jewel. That's his name. So jewels are all taken from the ground, just like Adam was. So his aura was the glittering of this Jew, or the light, or what we call his light. All right. So Adam was the first Jew on earth. His aura was awesome. Eve was even more awesome than ever. So I used ever because it has the name Eve in it. Okay. Eve is the great mother. Okay, we're talking about Mama Africa. So Eve is Mama Africa. Eve is the great mother, the matrix through which we all come to life. That's the name of Eve. She means the mother of all living. So Eve is the amalgamation of the beauty of all the beautiful women on earth. So there was no one as beautiful as her, and she was that beauty. And that beauty, Mama Africa, is still the beauty of wisdom. So the beauty of wisdom is revealed in the wisdom of Solomon, in the Apocrypha. So Eve is the mother of all living. Eve is Mother Africa. Eve is the land, or Ivu, which is Chikaranga again. So she is the mother of all living because all the people in the world come from Africa, right? So this is how Eve becomes the mother of all the people. And then Eve means Ivu. Ivu. So Ivu is the ground, or is the sand in Chikaranga. So just as another side note, okay, so when you hear the word Ivu, this is the Chikaranga way of saying Eve, and E-V-H-U, Eve. This is also how we hear the word evil, evil. So the evil in the world came through Eve. And then the one who brought the evil was told that he will be close to the Ivu, which is the ground or the earth. He started crawling on his belly on the Ivu. And this is also where all the curses occurred, in the sense of Adam was not cursed, it was the ground that was cursed. Canaan was not cursed, it was the land of Canaan that was cursed. So that was the evil, or that was the earth, or that was the ground, and it all happened on the earth. So evil, E-V-E-L, evil, came through E-V-E, Eve. So this is the Eve of disaster, but she's also the Eve of everything, which is the creation or the premeditation of everything. So she is both good and evil. This is how she ate from the tree of good and evil. So let there be clarity. All right. So let there be clarity. The Bantu people are God's chosen people from the Bible. They all trace their heritage from ancient Sumeria, where they built the first kingdoms on earth. Just a little bit of information about the Sumerians. As you can see here, they're black. And not only that, like here, the origin of Sumerians is not known, or they won't tell you, but the people of Sumer referred to themselves as black-headed ones, or black-headed people. All right, so black-headed people. All right, so this is what it is. This is just like on Wikipedia. Okay, so this is where the people who came to, the Bantu people who came here, who speak Chikaranga, they came from this area here. So this is very important. So Sumeria was taken over and became Mesopotamia, at which time Abraham was told to leave and go to Africa. So Mesopotamia in Chikaranga is called Mesopotama, which is the word of movement. So this is how Abraham left the Middle East and went south of Egypt. And this is revealed in the video that I made that talks about how Abraham went to the south of Egypt, coming from the word of God that told him to leave that place. So that's how we left. But in the whole sense, this is after the flood. Before the flood, this is where Eve was, in the place called Havilah. And this was the land that they were given. And after the flood, they left. And when they left, they came back. So this is the first step in understanding this. So I just still want to start keep on clicking, but I think we'll stop here with Mesopotama, which is Mesopotamia. So we just went through the first couple of pages in this interactive book, which is the Lost Bantu Book of the Black Jews of Africa. So there's more information for you. You can just go through the book if you want. The link is there below. You can just see it. You can just read it. It's free. If you want other information that's even deeper, then you can get the book Hustle and Motivate. So what we've gone through is just like a little bit, like a few pages of this knowledge, and what we have learned is the whole genesis of, or the whole story and the whole Exodus. So it's the Genesis and the Exodus. So we're reading this in different stages. So far what we have just seen is an overall introduction. And then we've taken the path of Mother Africa. We could have taken the path of Father Ham, or we could have taken the path of Bantu children. And that path was still going to lead us back to Genesis and back to Africa. So this is why I'm saying that this is about the children of Shem and Ham, because both of them are the same. They're Hammed. And then this is what I'm going to be demonstrating in this book. So you could read it ahead, or you could read it after, or you could just watch it here, either way. This is just the book and this is the knowledge. So this is where we are right now, and any questions, I'm really happy to answer them. All right, so this is the Lost Bantu Book of the Black Jews of Africa, and I hope that this is actually fulfilling its purpose, which is to bring light. Let there be light. The Jews are meant to be the light of the world, and this is not the light in the sense that we're so intelligent or they are so intelligent, right? But then this is the light in the sense of His real light, or Israelite, which is to say that you cannot replicate the knowledge of God, or you cannot even lie, because what the revelation of God will resonate as truth, because it is the word of God. So this is the meaning of the word shoko, Mesopotama. So this is how Mesopotamia came to be taken over. From when the Bantu people were there, and then when they left, then the word still carried them forward. The word, which became prophetic, which became prophecy, which was for their profit. So they were given this word, and then they were the first ones to leave. And when they left, they came to this area, and then they did their Chikaranga things. So yeah, I'm gonna be throwing in the Chikaranga words, because you can't fully understand certain things in the Bible without understanding the Hebrew, or the Paleo Hebrew, which was spoken in Chikaranga, or which was spoken in Bantu languages when there was just one language. That language was based on those people, God's people, or God's Bantu, or Bantu. So this is why there's so many different Bantu languages, so many, but there's only one English, there's only one French, right? But then all of them have the common genesis from the African language. So if you track the the history of all languages, you see that they trace back to the same place, the same Genesis, the same Exodus. So this is the journey of the Bantu, and this is just the journey of everything. This is just the journey of knowledge. So, just ride with me. Just ride with me. So let's just get this. And and if you really like the music, I'm going to be trying to put out more music, and I'm going to find a way to get more quality on it. So that's why I would like to create a whole studio vibe and environment, so that I get more music that's nice out there. So if you're liking it, then just let me know, so that we can just start dropping more of them gems and more of them jewels. And then in the sense that if you even want to get the music and the book, I could just put it in a package, and then you can just get the package through any donation that you want, so that it goes towards the work, so that it goes towards them hippie vibes, because for me, music is about love, and it's about transferring and sharing. Because I did release a video about the effect of hip-hop and rock and roll. I have 2 of those videos, and how they're all portrayed in the Bible. So there's so many signs and symbols that people use, and then whether or not they realize it, it's some people have teach with their feet and their fingers and their facial expression, and this actually creates a certain atmosphere or spirit which is seen within the music scene. So so that's a whole other topic. So this is the Black Jews of Africa, the Lost Bantu Book of the Black Jews of Africa, and I'm hoping that you're feeling this. All right, so we're just gonna continue reading and getting more knowledge, because my people perish from what? A lack of knowledge. So we need to get this knowledge into us, by whatever means, because this is where it starts, but it does not end with knowledge. So it starts with knowledge, but it doesn't end with knowledge. At the end, it ends with prophecy, it ends with charity, it ends with clarity. So let there be light.
Jaja bless, Jaja bless, Jaja bless, Jaja bless. Power of Jah, power from above, power of love. Jaja bless me. Power of Jah, power from above, power of love. Jaja bless me. Power of Jah, power from above, power of love. I need to get that power of Jah, power from above, power of love. Let me get that. Get it, let me get it. Let me get it, let me get it. I might need a couple minutes. It's a hit, so I'ma kick it. It's a hit, so I'ma kick it. I need to spaz in crazy ways. I need to paint you my array. I need a blessing every day. I learn a lesson every day. I pray for where I step. I pray for where I lay. I pray I'm wise and prosperous in every way. Phenomenal. I pray to catch my prey and pray that I'll be great. I pray that I'm not praying. I pray that I relate to the ancient of the days. Spectacular, immaculate. Power of Jah, power from above, power of love. Jaja bless me. Power of Jah, power from above, power of love. Jaja bless me. Power of Jah, power from above, power of love. I need to get that power